What's going on, YouTube? This is the one, the only Matthew Rush coming to you again from my mind and heart to your screen. So have a seat, sit here or there, and back to the queen. How you doing? Anyways, it feels good to be back on the screen, on the internet screen again. So, excuse my hiatus. I've been busy with a lot. A lot. Long story short, a lot. Anyways, so let's get to it, shall we? All right, we shall. Um. So, I have a Facebook page, facebook.com/the Matthew Ross, and I have an inbox. Inside that inbox is a lot of messages. So, and many of those are regarding sex. And might I say, y'all some freaks. Heathens, even. Just heathens. Heathens. Anyways, I got three different messages wanting to know wanting to know this same damn thing. The question is, have I ever or do I have sex in the workplace? The answer is, what had happened was, um, but to be quite frank and honest with you, yes, a well, not currently, hell, no, it's, But years ago, in my more attractive workplace, I'd say, yeah. Back in '06, I was a I worked in an office building in East Tulsa. I worked as a credit card specialist for a bank, and it was like a data center. And I worked nights like I usually do, to get that shift differential. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and it was nice to have an hour long break, an hour or so long lunch break, and during that lunch break, I had my then boo thing, my boo thing, um, come to my job and park his SUV in the back of the parking lot, and um, he would bring me lunch and with a side of a toy, you know. Let's just say it was a happy meal. Let's just say that it was a happy meal. I mean, a supersized, a supersized happy meal. How about that one? So, like, yeah. But wait, there's more. There's always more. And so I had a secret crush on someone at my then job back in '06. But what I didn't know was that someone had a crush on me as well. And how I found out was I was at Target shopping recently, like this past summer, for just shopping, and I saw him. Well, he saw me first, but like I was walking down the aisle, and I heard this voice just yell my name, like Matt, Matt, Matt. I turned around and I saw him. He was this Greek Italian statuesque, olive complected hunk of a man from Chicago. And he just called me over to say hello. And he said, "Do you know who I am? Do you remember me?" He said, and I was like, "Whoa, you look kind of familiar." And he said, "Oh, it's like that? Oh, really? Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah? It's like that?" So I was like, I said his name. And he said, "Yeah. And look at you, Matt, looking all sexy." I was like, "What? Sexy?" So he talked about where he is now, and we talked about where we are today, and how back then we were laid off of our old job, and how things are now with our current job. And he brought up something really interesting to me. He said, "Do you wonder why I always called you to my desk instead of calling you at your extension like I did everybody else. And I said, no. It's because, and he said, it's because I like the way you walk, baby. And I, 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 he said, baby, I like the way you walk. In them jeans, you were doing that. I was like, you know, it was like back then, he was married to a woman, to a black woman with my skin tone. So like, it just blew my mind just to hear that from his lips. Is I mean, it still blows my mind just to think about that. But like, he said he would call me to his desk, and well, actually, yeah, he would call me to his desk and then watch me walk away. I would turn around and see him just like and watch me walk away every time, you know. So he said that he liked the way that my ass just rotated in my tight ass jeans. And I remember like one day I had on these tight jeans, well, these skinny jeans by Express, right? Like they were like kind of, they had these little like shiny black beads on the back that were lined up, just kind of a pattern like. And he called me to his desk like a good few times that day for nothing, for nothing. Like, Matt, what time is it? Matt, what do you want for lunch? Matt, what are you doing this weekend? Matt, can you read that for me? I mean, like, and come to find out, he is bisexual. And also, he's divorced today. So, like, and he said that if he would have known that he'd be divorced today, he would have probably tried to holler back then, but, he never knew that he would be divorced until his wife cheated on him, you know, or at least that's what he told me. But but like, yeah, he knew my boyfriend back then. My boyfriend and him used to talk about the NFL, NBA, sports and shit, He-Man shit, and he told me that he liked my both masculine and feminine qualities, and that I have the best of both worlds to offer him. I'm like, bruh, we in Target, okay? Not mingled, not whatever it is.com. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, we in Target. Target. I mean, so, and he still looked fine. I mean, he looked fine. He had black hair, olive complected, green eyes, had a little cute little goatee and mustache and body galore. Yeah. But I'm not single at the moment anyway. And I wasn't single back then either, so it is what it is. But I didn't tell him that I had a thing for him too, and he doesn't know unless he just watched my video. So, but like, yeah, that's my little sex story for today or tonight, whether. So the answer to your question is yes, and it was a happy meal. Like, ain't nothing like working for 4 hours, going going to lunch, getting some, and going to work extra, perky because you got a little something on your lunch break. You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah. Um, would I do it again? Hell no. If you've seen where I work right now, I mean, it's a blessing. It pays bills, but it's no. No. Survey says no. Okay. So, like, but back then, yeah, it was a whole nother Matthew. I had my short, blonde, Beyonce inspired blonde hair, blonde short faux hawk. No, I have my Aaliyah inspired swoop, inspired by Aaliyah. Rest in peace, baby girl. But like, yeah. Shout out to Urban Outfitters for this shirt. TLC, Quay, just say cool. And this like necklace by a store in LA called Sugar K. Like this video. This video and my page on Facebook, facebook.com/slash Lee Matthew Ross, and I'll see you again soon. So peace, love, God bless, and take care. Ciao.